boy, this weekend has been crazy for streamer drama, and I think you all know what I'm here to talk about. And I have a lot to say about the Emmiru situation with between her and Mizkif. And I'm glad I waited until this morning to make this video because I was able to get more information, takes from people who are working behind the scenes with the situation as we speak. I was glad that I was able to watch those people's reactions to both Emmiru and Mizkif. And I think I am now able to make a conclusion and an opinion on what happened here. So Emmiru came out on Saturday with a live stream basically saying that Mizkif, during their relationship of roughly 3 years, two and a half years, I should say, 2022 to like the beginning of, or the end of 2024. She alleged that he was very emotionally and mentally abusive, that he used the fact that she was dealing with stalkers against her, that he threatened to use her, the death of some of her pets against her if she ever spoke out about his treatment of her. She had receipts of her allegations of psychological abuse and emotional abuse during their relationship. There were messages that she showed that, thankfully, Asmongold read off, Nuxanor read off some of them, Driving Ape read some of them to me. So I get a pretty good picture of the type of person that Mizkif was behind the scenes. And I'm gonna say it now. Even back before COVID, when I was seeing clips of him with all of these different girls, and it's always the male feminists, right? It's always the guys who, I want to platform all these women, and I just respect women so much, and I want to farm content with women. I just want to promote these female streamers. Like, why is it always those guys that end up being the most toxic, narcissistic people to women on the face of the earth? Like, these messages that we were seeing were absolutely insane over the most stupid shit. Like, listening to the way she described his reactions to things like higher viewership. If she had higher viewership than him. He, during a Rust event, she had higher viewers than him. They were supposed to be drop sharing and streaming together. And because she had higher viewers than he did, he rage quit his stream and then started Discord messaging her that he was going to kill himself. And when it took her like a few seconds to see that he was Discord messaging her, and like apparently wasn't paying enough attention to him fast enough, he starts slamming doors, coming over to her side of the house, because apparently their streaming rooms were on opposite ends of the house, and he specifically picked that door next to her room to use to start slamming over and over and over again. And the craziest part is, because I know a lot of people are going to come at me and say, oh, there have been so many fake allegations from so many women, etc., etc., etc. You're right, there have been. And I have been there for most of them and called them out. I was a staunch anti Amber Heard person. I was definitely behind Johnny Depp. However, when the person that is making the allegations is coming with receipts, and then the person who's making the allegations comes out on the same night and does a live stream that is just the ultimate show of how narcissists work. I'm no psychologist, but I have been treated badly by enough narcissists in my life. I was raised by one. I watch him in his stream, and I was having fucking flashbacks because he was saying literally the same lines that I would hear as a kid. Oh, why are you, like, when it came to the throwing of the water bottles and the phone, how he totally, oh yeah, I would do it, but I was like throwing it to my bed. I wasn't like ever throwing it at her necessarily. And like, I'm sorry, who tosses, first of all, your smartphone is, even if you're rich, like, not something that you should be throwing anywhere. Especially if in his scenario, he's just brushing his teeth, and then he's like, brush, wah! Whip the phone across the room. Like, no, I'm sorry. Nobody fucking believes that. And for him to be, like, brushing that off, like, oh, I didn't actually throw it at her. Like, I'm just sitting there going, Jesus Christ. Like, and just to hear him admit that he would throw things around her, and he goes, yeah, she said it scared her, and like, I kept doing it, and then she actually told me that she got a bruise, so I kind of, like, stopped, I guess. It's like, so he's admitting to scaring his girlfriend, and in his words, accidentally hurting her because he can't be respectful enough of her boundaries and her wishes, to not be scared by her boyfriend. Then he actually gives her a black eye, and then he's like, oh, sorry, I guess. And the whole thing about the rabbits, where he goes, you know, I'm gonna use the rabbits against her, just like he said he would. He told her team at TwitchCon that if she talked about this, he would, quote, go nuclear. That was his words from his stream. And what did he do? He used her rabbits against her. And as Asmongold asked during his reaction to Mizkif's stream, if the rabbits died at your house, why are they still alive and thriving at the new house, and why were they alive and thriving at the old house? Why are the rabbits only suffering and dying at your house, and why did the video of the rabbit cage not have any rabbits in it? Oh, very good questions. Very, very good questions. Also, why are none of Mizkif's friends, roommates, ex-girlfriends coming to defend him? If all of this is bullshit, why are none of these people jumping to Mizkif's defense? Probably because he pretty much owned everything that he did, except he tried to brush it off and be like, oh, I was just in a really mentally bad place at the time. Like, yeah, I know I really over care about viewership and viewer retention, and I'm really toxic about that, but you know, that's just me, basically, is what he's saying. And he basically Stockholm syndromed poor Emmy to the point where he's like, I didn't want her to travel without me. I didn't want her to hang out with certain people anymore. I wanted her to dress a certain way. And so he's basically groomed her to need him. And then he's like, oh, she was so clingy. And oh my god, like all I could do is just use her for content. And then I just wanted her to go away. And it's like, motherfucker, you cultivated that situation. You cultivated that codependency. And now you're like, oh my god, you clingy bitch, go away. Like, what the this is classic fucking narcissism. This is classic narcissism. Do what I say, and now that you're doing what I say, you're not doing it right. You're still wrong. Even though you're doing what I've told you to do, you're doing it wrong. How dare you, you dumb bitch. Like, that is him. That is what, and then we have the whole threatening to kill himself multiple times, and then using Emmy's mental health against her in his response to Emmy, because while there's a stalker bothering her, she says, I just want to kill myself because I feel like I'm a problem. That is not the same as you being angry with her because of, I don't know what view count, or how dare you make a TikTok video expressing your feelings about being stalked. That makes them think that you love them. I don't know what the hell that mindset is. Like, you can't make content talking about fucking relationships or anything because that'll make people think that you love them. And also, we have to hide our relationship because OTK will get rid of me. Meanwhile, again, Asmongold was like, no. All you guys would have had to do was sign a waiver and everything would have been fine. There was no need to hide it. There was literally no need to hide it. He wanted to hide it because all he cared about was possibly losing money. That's all this was about to him, was how can I, like, I've lost Maya, right? Maya and I broke up, so I can't farm her anymore. Oh, look, here's Emmy. She's having problems in Kansas. Why don't I swoop in, try to be the white knight, and also farm her for content? Oh, look, now I've got a new girlfriend. And it's classic, and right down to the whole crying on command and then stopping the tears, and you like, it's so sad. It's so sad. And it's also very, very, very heartwarming to me to see how even the largest streamer, even the biggest content creator can crash out and expose themselves even harder than the person who they are trying to undermine and make look bad for exposing them. Just as bad as the smallest inexperienced content creator. It is very, very heartwarming to see that even somebody like Mizkif can just absolutely lose his shit and air all the dirty laundry that doesn't need to be aired just because somebody finally was brave enough to go, hey, this dude is kind of a dick. And here are the receipts to prove it. And what does he do? He goes absolutely batshit insane and attacks her mental health and tries to gaslight everybody. And I was aggressive, yes, but also she was too. I'm sorry, throwing clothes and stuffies at you is vastly different than you punching literal holes in walls and slamming doors hard enough to break locks and driving 150 miles an hour down the freeway because Mr. Beast didn't invite you to collaborate with him. You pathetic piece of garbage. That's what I have to say about this. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys on stream later. Like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one.